right, guys, so the hands have a job and the throwing foot or feet have a job with Tomoe Nage. This is our circle throw. If I make a traditional grip, as in Judo or in Jiu-Jitsu, one on the lapel here, one on the elbow here, the thing I gotta remember is that I have to control where she goes, or else the one leg could wiggle and wobble and I can do all kinds of things. So I wanna get my foot in, and she's shorter than me, it's gonna be difficult, but I get it up there. Now, when I squat, if I do this, she doesn't go anywhere. You see how my leg is kind of too straight? She needs to, go ahead and walk towards me. She needs to be up here so I can lift, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you can't do it because the person's bigger than you, you can 2-foot it. So you gotta be able to get her up. Now, can I do this without my hands? Maybe, but the hands control how she falls and then ultimately how I move to the top. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Don't bump your head. Let's go out. Makes sense. All right. So, lots of ways we can do this. Right? If I want to get on top, I can do, as I just demonstrated, we can do that. You can also try to let her go and try to send her down range for me a little bit. So I get here and I give her a kick and I send her. If she can roll well, we're good to go. Pretty cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. Questions on that? Who understands how we're kind of guiding her with these hands? All right. So here's the drill. Brent.
Sir.
Caitlin. Brent's going to be on his back, kind of in the spider guard position, except he's going to go ahead and control. Yeah, he can go ahead and start with just the wrists. That's fine. He can just hold there. It'll be easier. He's going to use his feet and just kind of leg press her up. He's going to balance her. Now, the key thing is she's got to have some trust. If she stiffens up or does something weird, you know, it might be difficult for Brent. By the way, he's balanced on a very wobbly surface. The back isn't absolutely flat. So if I just push a little bit, you'll see that he'll tend to roll, right? And Caleb can wreck. So we have to know that and keep them centered over our body, okay?
Sir.
All right, this time, Brent, go ahead and make a good grip. Make controlled descent. Get your butt close to her feet. Get her up in the air as if you're throwing her, but don't let her go. Don't throw her. Keep her in the air. When you're ready, sir. And up. All right. If you can do that, you can do anything else. So what if I said, Brent, I don't want you to throw her. I want you to make an arm bar from here. Could you do it?
Yes, sir.
So what would he do to make the arm bar? He just has to spin her in the air and then let her fall between his legs into the arm bar. When you're ready, sir. And there it is. Does that make sense? Control with this throw enables your decision on what happens to your opponent. Do you send them far away so you can get up and run? Or send them maybe far away into oncoming traffic? Send them on their way over a cliff like in the great samurai movies, right? You just send these people. Or do you grab them, roll on top? Does that make sense? So that you can ground and pound so that you can make arm lock. Or do you choose not to throw them at all, spin them, and go to the arm bar? Right? Pretty cool. Right. So I already showed you that I could throw her long ways. I could throw her and roll on top. Brent showed you can throw and make the arm bar, right? So once I get to this position, I can also bail out. Let's say, for example, that she bases out and I can't get her over. What could I do?
Roll.
I'm going to grab this one. Right? I'm going to stick this up here, and she's going to base out, and guess what? There's an arm bar. All right? It's not flying arm bar, it's dropping arm bar. Pretty cool. Who likes that one? Right? So you're thinking, oh, I'm going to throw this person, but if they base out, I'm snatching the arm. Right? Pretty cool. So I could also get here, I can lift her up, and then spin her, and she falls into the arm bar. Does that make sense?
Sir.
I could also drop here, spin her hard, and take her back and choke her. Does that make sense?
Sir.
Billy's like, hold on, that might be magic. I can do that. I'll choke somebody in a minute. Guys, you're only limited by your creativity or lack thereof. If you're creative, you can find new, innovative ways how they're going to land. Pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
2 more minutes, each person, take a minute, play. Question.
Can we see that dropping armbar again?
So this, typically Tomoe Nage is going to be with the foot kind of up and down. This is Yoko side, Yoko Tomoe Nage. So typically, I would make Yoko Tomoe Nage by doing this, and I throw her sideways. See how she goes sideways rather than straight over me? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So straight over is typical. Sideways allows for this one, right? But if she stuffs me, did you fall hard?
A little bit.
Oh, sorry. But if she stuffs me and I can't get her up, right? I go here, she stuffs me, I turn my body. I turn, grab the head, I can even lift this arm if I need to make flower drop. I've got a nice arm bar. Coolio?
Yes, sir.
So again, if you blow it, hold that arm, kick the foot over. Leave this foot on the belly. There's only 1 foot left. That's the one that goes over their head. Pretty cool?
Sir.
I think that might. All right. Want to control this hand just like we're going to make the arm bar. Okay. I definitely want to get this foot in place, but then the other one's going to need to replace. I'm going to need to get my left foot there because I got to do some magic with the right foot. Okay. We can do this from the guard as well. In fact, I could probably show you in the guard a little easier. But I think I can do it from this throw. So I want to get her up and I want to hold her. Right? And then I got to do some magic with my feet. Right? Some tap dancing. Probably Caitlin could do this with both feet. Right? So I'm going to go down here, get her up. Let's try it. You get her up. Then what I want to do is I want to switch and get all of her weight to here. So I get her up and then I go to here.
Ooh. Wasn't expecting like it.
All right, so let's see it from the guard position, right? By the way, I'm not a big fan of spider guard. I can use it. It's just not my favorite. Guys that love spider guard probably do this one all the time. So I'm holding her. She stacks me up, right? And now I end up in kind of a open guard position. I quickly move to here. Everybody knows I've got an arm bar right here, right? Right? Everybody knows I got an arm bar right there, right? Everybody knows that if I shove this here, I've got a triangle choke, right? Doesn't that make sense? So we're kind of thinking, this is the position for Tomoe Nage. Couldn't we shove this down, lift this one up, and make this triangle? Couldn't we do that? Sure makes sense. But she still has her base. When I take her base away from her, now I can drop her into it. Does that make sense? Does it make sense from the guard? Does it make sense that this position is part of the throw? If A plus B equals C, then maybe we have some sort of cool flying, not flying, but dropping triangle maneuver.